Welcome back to my channel. In this video I just quickly want to update you that I'm gonna be shifting my focus for this channel. I think I was able to deliver my message and tell you my story. And that's about it. I don't want to sound like a broken record and keep repeating myself. Because I also follow other motivational YouTubers and very often I think they just keep repeat themselves over and over again. And if someone has like a new idea, very quickly you see the same idea delivered in a different fashion floating around on different channels. And I don't like that. I want to be genuine. So this is why I'm shifting my focus for this channel. And since I have like a background in financial mathematics from my bachelor's, I think I will focus on this area. Like whenever I read the newspaper, quite often you see people that are afraid about their future, about retirement, about inflation, all these things. And it very often just leads back to money. And it's also a topic that really excites me and interests me. And since I have somewhat of a background, you could say I want to shed a light on these topics. Because also in my free time, I like to do some analysis on like picking ETFs or crypto or whatever. And it really excites me. I think I have some skills to present it to you. It might take a little bit longer in the future to create a video, but nonetheless, it is something that I'm doing in my free time. And I think I want to incorporate it into this YouTube channel. And let me just quickly show you several newspaper articles that I found that back up my theory. And I really hope I can, take on a new path from here onwards. So let me show you two reports that I found after simply Googling what concerns the world. I chose them randomly and I think you can take other reports and most of them will show you a similar picture. I will link them in the description of the video and if you want you can read them by yourself. The first one is titled What Worries the World and it was published in July 2024. And as you can see, it was conducted monthly in 29 countries among a panel of over 20,000 adults, and this even for over a decade, which I think is quite representative. And when we go down, we can actually see, and for me this unsurprisingly, inflation has been the number one global concern overall. And it's even crazier, look at this. Inflation remains the number one concern of the 28th consecutive month. Wow, this is quite a statement. But nonetheless, let's dig deeper. Let's go down. We can see actually down here how the several topics have evolved over time. And interestingly, for quite some time in the beginning, before COVID, inflation wasn't as much of a concern to people as it is right now. But sure thing, COVID hit. COVID was the most concerning thing ever, which makes sense since health is the most important thing in life. We can all agree on that. But once the stimmy checks arrived and a lot of countries printed money, inflation rose really rapidly. But it doesn't really matter because take a closer look at the other topics. All of them are directly or indirectly linked to money. Crime and violence, poverty and social inequality, unemployment, financial and political corruption. So money plays a huge role in our life. And this is why I think it makes so much sense focusing on this topic in my channel in the future. And this is why I want to shed a light on it. Further down below, you can also take a closer look. If you want, you can read the whole report by yourself, where they dig deeper into different topics. And now let me show you the second report. So this is the second report. This one has been published more recently, so it has been published on the 5th of June 2025, and it has been conducted by Deloitte. It sheds a light a little bit more on the younger generation, so Gen Z and the millennials. And we can see down here actually around 23,500 people from, in general, like 44 countries have been asked about their concerns, and including were 412 people in Switzerland. But basically it draws the same picture. So we can see most people are just worried about their current financial situations. And also millennials, they are concerned about cost of living, and they are unable to cover unexpected costs such as, I don't know, like dental bills and all these things, and in general accumulate savings. When we go down a little bit, we can see a comparison between Switzerland and the world. So it draws a very similar picture. And I don't go into every detail of the report because, you can read it by yourself. But overall, I think what is quite remarkable is this paragraph down here. The comparison between the Swiss results and the global study shows that the figures are virtually identical. And it is surprising given that Switzerland is one of the leading countries in the world in terms of prosperity and salary levels. So if we have these problems, I can only imagine it must be so much harder in different countries. Sure thing, maybe in Dubai or I don't know, Singapore, whatever. There are always some exceptions, probably. I don't know, to be honest. But I think it's just something, especially in the Western world, but possibly also in Asia and Africa and everywhere else. These things are really concerning to a lot of people. As I said, I'm going to link the whole report down in the description and you can read it by yourself. But I nonetheless think it is really important that we can build really strong financial habits, and which gives us much more hope for the future, I think, since it is so concerning for a lot of people. If you know that, for example, you have a small portfolio, but even that, if you have, I don't know, in the end, 10,000 Swiss francs, for example, or dollars saved up, it can grow really into a nice nest egg. And this is what I hope to achieve with the channel onwards. So to wrap things up, I'm well aware that like health is the most important thing in life. Very closely followed by friends, loved ones, family, all these things. But I think it is undeniable that for a lot of people, money plays a central role in their life as well, since we're living in a capitalistic world. And I don't want to judge that, it's just the way it is. And honestly, I think with some small changes and small habits, you can actually create a prosperous future for yourself. And look, I'm not talking about driving a Porsche or Ferrari or having a villa or having, I don't know, a Gucci or Louis Vuitton bag. This is all nonsense. What I'm talking about is having a financial cushion that allows you to live a free life. Let's say you're living paycheck to paycheck, and for a long time basically, maybe you're 40 or 50, and you will never have the FU money to just quit your job and do something that you truly like for a paycheck that is a little bit smaller. Because to me, then you're just basically a modern slave. And this is not something that I want to be very honest with you. And I think nobody wants to be in that position. And let's also say that you are being fired. I mean, you're screwed. Then you could become homeless and you name it, like terrible scenario, obviously. And in general, I also think like it contains a lot of different aspects as well, like also mental health issues and all these things. Sure thing, like burnout could also be a different topic. But nonetheless, I think it will give you a prosperous future if you just do tiny tweaks and just save some money, and it can compound into an astonishing amount. And I think most people are not aware of it. And this is what I'm trying to help you potentially, and also with my future videos. So let's see, and let's have a nice and prosperous future altogether. Take care.